First DIY guitar kit that I bought on eBay. It's of a Firebird. So here it is, the body, neck, pick guard, the electronics like the pots. We have the tuning pegs, volume knobs, pickups, saddle bridge, back plate, and screw plate for the neck. It's in pretty good shape. They did a pretty good job sanding it, but I do still think I need to sand it probably with some fairly fine paper. You can see there's a couple impurities here and there, but I want to get those down, like this little thing right here. I'm going to try to get that down as best as I possibly can. Overall, the body's in pretty good shape, and I'm hoping to not have too much trouble with sanding. The guitar is where it was the most difficult to do, but I've got it all taped up, and I'm gonna put my first coat of paint on. So I hope all goes well. Okay, here goes coat number one. All right, we'll see how that comes out. Here's what it looks like after the first coat. It only took about 20 minutes to dry completely. I think the environment down here is pretty good for drying pretty quickly. So I'm going to give it a second coat and sand after that one, and then give it probably 4 more coats after that with sanding in between. This is after 3 coats and some sanding. There were a couple spots that needed it pretty much with sanding, and I had one drip that I took care of. Looking okay. You can see it's a little rough over here, but it's sanded now, and I think the next coat should go on pretty well. I plan on doing about 6 coats altogether, so 3 more to go, and we'll see what it looks like at that point. This is 5 coats. It's looking pretty good. Still a couple spots that need fixing, but overall looking pretty good, I think. now I'm going to start doing some wet sanding. Did about 15 coats of clear on top of about 10 coats of paint. Now it's time to. I did sanding in between about every 5 coats or so for each of the painting and clear coat. Now I'm going to wet sand the clear coat, try to get some of the orange peel off, starting out with 800 grit sandpaper, and then I'm going to go up to, let's see, 2000. I don't want to get too wet because I don't want to waterlog, get it in the holes and then waterlog everything and have it swell. I don't think that's going to be a very good thing for this, so I'm trying to keep it in one direction if I can. So I did, I don't know, a couple of pieces of sandpaper in wet and then some in dry. And if you can kind of see it where it's now dull looking, there's still a bunch of little shinier spots, and that's where I still have to sand that down to get so it's smooth. And then we can go on to the next step. This side I didn't do very much, so you can see that's still a good amount of orange peel over there, and here there's less. Anyway, it's hard to tell. Before I start the front, I'm going to do some of the sides. I like the way it looks. Kind of looks just sort of, I don't know, I guess rustic is the word. I'm only going to use the steel wool on this, so I don't really care too much about the sides. Now I'm going to apply some of this Meguiar's polishing compound. Try to move any scratches and fill in any kind of divots or anything that might be there. And then I'm going to finish it up after that with some Meguiar's Mirror Glaze 7. And hopefully we'll get the nice shine that we're looking for. Here's some of the polishing compound. Just going to kind of put some over and then I'll dab it on. Here and kind of rub it in, and we'll go from there. Alright, here's what it looks like after the polishing compound. It's really, really smooth. Alright, here's the polishing compound on the front side. And then I think now onto the glaze, and hopefully that. Okay. Here's the back after one coat of the glaze, the Meguiar's glaze. I like the tarnished and weathered look. Okay, glazing's down on the front. Pretty happy. Once again. So, I installed the volume pots, tone pots, jack, selector switch, pickups, bridge and saddle. So far, also the pick guard. I thought the pick guard came out pretty cool. Pretty excited about that. The wiring, let me pick this up. Hard to hold the phone and do it at the same time. Got all the wiring straightened out back here. Just need to solder everything to the proper areas, and then I guess put the neck on. Oh yeah, I also put the strap bolts on, and that's where I'm at. I'm happy with it. All right, got the neck going. I need to file down the ends of the frets. They're a little sharp, but I don't think that'd be too difficult. Just need to tape some stuff off. make sure I don't scratch the fretboard, and then just file it down. I think the headstock came out pretty good. Put the tuning pegs on. That wasn't difficult. There's the back of the neck. It's got a nice little shine to it. So pretty happy with that. And I think the next step is really just kind of getting the neck attached to the body. And it just kind of bolts onto the back. So looking good. All right, well, I have an actual guitar. It is put together all the way. Might be tough to tell. So the color is copper. We have just the natural wood. These are gold, obviously chrome hardware. Did a little distressing on the pick guard. And the headstock is sort of a rusty brown. I had painted it black initially. Didn't love the way it looked, so I did like a quick, like sort of overspray on it with the copper, and it's hard to tell, but it has like a little bit of a speckled look to it. And the back bolts on. All I have left to do is solder up the pots, put some strings on, and I think we'll be ready to go. All right, first test run.